All right, class, welcome back to the second activity in lesson 9. We want to find the quotient. Remember, the quotient is the answer to a division problem. So we want to find the quotient of 1,332 divided by 9 using one of the methods you have seen so far. Okay, so I'm going to use the method that I am comfortable with, but then I'm going to show you the partial quotients method as well, so you can see how both work out. So for 132 divided or 1,332 divided by 9, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 1,332, and that's being divided by 9. Okay, so I'm going to look at 9, and I'm going to see, can it go into 1? It cannot. But can it go into 13? Yes, it can. It can go 1 time into 13. And so 1 times 9 is 9. And that leaves me with 13 minus 9, which is 4. And then I'm going to bring down this 3, right? So 9 can go into 43. And go 4 times. So I'll put 4 here. 4 times 9, that's 36. And I'm going to go ahead and move this piece down. All right. So 4 times 9 is 36, we said. So 43 minus 36, we have that. That's going to be 7. And then I have this 2 that I can bring down. So I'm going to bring down this 2 here. 9 goes into 72 8 times. All right. 8 times 9 is 72. So that means we have no remainder. 72 minus 72 is 0. So 148 would be your answer. Now let me show you the partial quotients method, how that looks. Here it is. Okay, you can see what they do here is they take 1,332 and they think of it as being 9 groups of 100 or 900. And then so from 1,332 they subtract 900 and you get a big number, 432. When they see 432, they break it down into 9 groups of 40. That's 360. Okay, they figure this is easier to work with. 9 times 40, it's a little bit easier to do. So 360, and then you subtract that, and you get 72. And then they know that from there they can break it down into 9 groups of 8, and that is 72, and it's no remainder. It's 148. All right, so we look at the other questions here. Let me go ahead and remove all of this out of the way. We have 3 more division problems that we're going to find the quotient for. And for all of these, you can work them out the way that I just worked out this one here, or you can use the partial quotients method. They wanted you to use it at least once. So for the sake of time, I'm just going to show you how each of these 3 look when they are worked out using the partial quotients method, since I think that's a way that you guys may be a little bit less familiar with. So here they are worked out with the partial quotients method. Okay, there you can see it. So for letter A, 1,115 was broken down into 5 groups of 200, and that's 1,000. And then when you subtract that, you get 115. So when you think of 115, you can think of that as being 5 groups of 20, which is 100. You can't get 6 groups because that would put you over 115. And then you find the difference of 115 and 100, it's 15. And for 15, we need 5 groups of 3 to match that. So we have no remainder, so 223 is your answer there. For letter B, 665 divided by 7, okay, they can break this down into 90 groups of 7, which is 630, right? The idea is that, 9 times 7, if you remember your multiplication tables, you know that's 63, and you're just going to add the 0 at the end. So that's the idea here, is to make it easier to do in their head. So if this is 90 groups of 7, 7 groups of 90, right, it's just 630, and then you find the difference, and now it's 35, and that's going to be easy to see that, 5 groups of 7 are going to be needed to take care of that and give us a quotient of 95. And then for letter C, we have 432 divided by 16. So they say, well, you know what, why don't we make it into 20 groups of 16, just because 2 times 16 is 32. So if it's 20, we just add a 0 at the end and make it 320. And then we find the difference of that, it's 112. And they recognize that 16 times 5 is 80, so we can do 5 groups of 16 to get 80. The difference there is 32, right? And then 16 groups of 2 gives us the 32 to have no remainder, and our quotient is 27. All right.